we thought through very carefully our strategy. And 6 years ago, we had, when Batinaji was minister, we had a session in Edo, 6 or 7 years ago, where we stated clearly that given our locational advantage, being at the core of not only the transmission network, but also the gas distribution network, we realized that we're the cheapest point or location to generate electricity. And we wanted to maximize that advantage. And we set for ourselves a goal to ensure that Edo produces 1 out of every 4 megawatts of power in this country. Little did we know that, the gas reserves, particularly in the Olobo Gelegele axis, was that rich that could sustain, a lot much more production. So, and since then we've worked very hard at trying to accomplishing that goal. That's hence our very active support for the Azura project. Just back to your offerings, we would like to just straight away begin our partnership. And we think the starting point is the human capacity development end. You know the technology, you've done it for 160 years. You can build turbines, you can install them and do this. But what will sustain, that effort will be the people who are trained and knowledgeable enough. So our goal is to today get a commitment from you that we can start that process immediately. We've done some work. We have some pre-designs on our technical college in Benin, which is not very far from the Azura location, where we are rebuilding the school. Fortunately, we have a lot of land in there. It's about 600 acres, where we will also want to expand. We're talking to BDC, the train, and so we hope if we can, with your support, share the plans. We would like that school, and these programs certified and restarted by September this year. And you have the curriculum, you have done a lot of work, so we would really, really appreciate that, support from you, particularly as you have some resources deployed nearby. Hopefully with that, that we hope you'll be able to provide the training and the knowledge across the whole spectrum, not only, on working on your generation equipments, but also transmission and distribution. Our goal is to supply, just because this is what we have advantage on. We want to train as many other people and make sure we're one of the largest manpower supplies to the country in this particular area. We also, in terms of powering Edo, in the next 15 days, we'll sign our first PPA, with the provider. And that means that, it tells you that there are other transactions in the wing. So we've actually started. We wish you were number one. But what we're doing is minuscule compared to what it's essentially the same. So we believe that the potential transactions, it's just a lot of work, a lot of development work. You know how long it took us to develop the Azura project. But we have identified gas sources ready here and now. And once we can run the numbers, financing is right, then we believe that we should be able to achieve that, dream, that timeline for the first phase. Because I think from the reserves we've identified, we have enough. I think three different reserves. Then there's enough gas to generate that initial capacity. I think the key for us is to define usage. Because of the nature, you know more than we do of the transmission network and grid. Our goal, our strategy should be, for financing purposes, if we can define usage close by, then you the risk the transmission issues related to. So we have to now start, and hopefully you'll help us with some of the knowledge, begin to sell the opportunities so that we can attract usage in situ. What else can we say? We just want to work. We just want to start. We are in a race against time. We are in a massive race against time, and so we'd say yes. We'll set up a joint development committee straight away. He's working on some projects with us, and hopefully he'll be able to let into a bit more information. But we'd like to set up the joint development committee straight away, not just for the power. Well, yes, as part of it, but to ensure that we start with the first things first, which is to, get some commitments from you on the human capacity side while we are exploring the opportunities in obtaining the project sites, the gas resources to build out what we need to build out. We'll set up a joint development committee to undertake activities related to the following: to implement the Electrify Edo initiative, which will cover areas of electricity generation, transmission, and distribution. The starting point will be to undertake a study of Edo State power requirements and opportunities, so as to come up with a roadmap relying on the GIS study which the state will undertake. Siemens will also, or the committee will also come up with human development initiatives which will cover, but not be limited to, providing programs and courses spanning primary, secondary, and tertiary educational levels. This initiative should commence before the end of the first quarter of 2017. The Joint Development Committee will also look at ways to help Edo State improve its transportation infrastructure by looking at enhancement initiatives that are available within the Siemens network. The committee will also advise and direct appropriate attention to areas where corporate social responsibility initiatives can be and should be undertaken, and also drive the entrepreneurial initiatives that will support all the activities listed above. We've suggested Professor Ihanwere to chair the Joint Development Committee with Mr. Binidu Ine as a member, Mr. Engineer Charles Akigbe as a member, and Siemens will contribute 3 people to work with these nominees as members. I think the committee is hereby established and they will start work forthwith. Thank you.
In Benin City today is to come to express our commitment to Edo State. We are here with the intention to what we call electrify Edo, but not just electrify Edo with power generation solutions, not just with transmission and distribution, but also with ideas, with knowledge, with capacity to utilize this power. And that's why we're here today, to meet with His Excellency and his team. Well, the typical period is 2 years, but as we've discussed with His Excellency, there's an urgency to deliver power. So we can optimize that timeline. We can make it much less or longer depending on the capacity with which we'll deliver. Siemens is the largest engineering company in the world doing in the space of generation, transmission, distribution and industrialization. We are here when we talk about education and human capacity development. We're here to talk about areas that hinge not only on our business but can add value for Nigeria. So the idea is to start with training programs that are STEM related for pre-primary, primary and secondary schools, in essence from the ages of 4 to 18, and then also for professionals, for university students. We have programs we delivered here in Nigeria for the youth, and not just for power, but other areas as well that will develop from power. So we're talking about manufacturing processes, we're talking about renewables and so forth. So in essence, trainings are quite broad and diverse, and really meant to develop not only university professionals but also vocational type trainings.
Thank you so much.